two things before we head into your reading. First thing is Patreon. Let's discuss Patreon. I finally created a Patreon account. The information is in the description. Some of you who found me on YouTube have asked about that, and it's finally here. Patreon is a platform that I created to be able to discuss spiritual education in one central space. So Patreon will consist of things like astrological information, information on esotericism, religion, spirituality, all of that good stuff. It really is dedicated to spiritual education and people who pursue that as a lifestyle habit. So let's just say you don't want to connect in the form of a personal reading, and you don't want to connect to have that one-on-one tarot space, but you want to learn other information that kind of gives you a full spectrum scope of spirituality, then that's a platform that you can feel free to tap into and learn from and with me. So moving on, the next thing is we're doing a 2021 reading for you. So this is going to be personal themes for 2021, as well as taking a closer look at some of the things that you're leaving behind in 2020. So with that said, let's jump into it. The first position is what you're leaving behind in 2020, and that's coming up as the Five of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Now these cards speak on, the Five of Cups speaks on disappointment or feeling regret, remorse, just general feelings of disappointment in how a situation turned out. And I feel like the situation in question here is either concerning your coins, because this is a Capricorn reading, so let's really get into it. I feel like you're kind of disappointed in how something turned out as it relates to money for you. And I mean, money was a struggle for everyone, or money was a challenging issue and a challenging area, and just income in general for 2020. So it's not, and I'm not even getting the sense here that you could have done badly or whatever. It's just that I feel like you're a little bit disappointed in how things panned out in terms of money, how you made money, perhaps how much money you made. Maybe you thought that you would have made more. Just something in regards to your financial sector, I feel like is a little bit disappointing. Some of you experienced disappointments in how things played out with family situations, people who you've had close family relationships with for a long time. Some of you had to end a lot of things in 2020. I know this is a year of 2020 was a year of illumination and stillness, so a lot of relationships came to an end. But yeah, I just feel like this is more your money than anything, Capricorn. Just money didn't turn out how you wanted it to turn out, and it's a little bit disappointing. At the end of the year, you're looking at things hoping and wishing that they had gone another way, but they just, you know, like, it's just the cards you were dealt. Alright, so the next card here is what you're taking with you into 2021. It's coming up as Nine of Pentacles, your money again. So the Nine of Pentacles talks about a very independent energy. So you're secure. You're going into 2021 good. Your money is good. You're stable. We can see that if it's one person the pandemic did not throw off too much, it's Capricorn, because your money looks good. You don't look like you're heading into 2021 with much worries. I feel like even if you have problems, everybody has problems. For the most part, you don't really have tons of stuff to complain about. You can take care of yourself, you can rely on yourself, provide for yourself, all of that good stuff without having to beg, ask anyone for anything. That's what the Nine of Pentacles talks about, having a very solitary energy, being very self-sufficient. Now the next card, or the next placement, is the lesson, the biggest lesson for 2020, and it's coming up as the Three of Wands, the Magician, and the Hermit. Now I have lots to say. So starting with the Hermit card, right? I feel like 2020 was a very spiritual year, especially for Capricorns. And I'm also remembering some of the readings that I've done too in 2020, and I remember I was reading for a set of Capricorns that were really on a spiritual journey. Capricorn is also a very spiritual sign, especially depending on where it falls in your chart. But I remember a set of readings that I was doing, and the Hermit card kept coming out reading after reading after reading each week. for Capricorns, because I felt like a lot of you were doing a lot of spiritual work, and it may not have felt like you were doing a lot of spiritual work in isolation, but I feel like you were very isolated in different points of 2020, as we all were, but you used it for actual growth. You used it to listen to what your intuition was telling you, what your guides were telling you, the creative inspiration that you find in solitude, the creative genius that you're able to identify in solitude. So I feel like it was, you learned lessons on stillness, how to seek, but seek from within, seek from esoteric concepts, seek hidden knowledge, because that's really what the hermit does. He seeks knowledge, and he's very, very smart, but it's not smart in according to the physical world. This is somebody who is smart, extremely smart, based on hidden knowledge, because he's taking the time to seek and understand self. So that's something I felt like you learned in 2020. I also feel like the magician here is talking about learning to manifest the things that you want from working with what you have. So the magician talks about using the 4 elements: earth, air, water. What am I missing? Earth, air, water, and fire. Yeah, the magician talks about using the 4 elements to create and to manifest, using what you have, using the mastery of everything that you have learned up to this point to create a reality for yourself. And I feel like this is coming off of the theme of Capricorns feeling like hard work is what will constantly give them results, but sometimes really that is tapping into just one energy of masculinity and not necessarily tapping into another version of femininity that attracts the things that you want. So this year I feel like it was a very, very challenging year for you, because the usual approach that Capricorns have towards moving forward and creating a life for themselves is very, very dependent and reliant on work and hard work. But we're seeing now that there's an easier way to manifest, and sometimes too what you bring in is not a matter of hard work. Like, yes, you've done the work, but also you attract more of the things that you want by doing some of this spiritual work that you were doing, by listening to yourself, by listening to when it's time for you to rest and when it's actually time for you to go and pummel through and do some work. Because we all know that productivity means a lot of different things. You can be productive in many different areas of your life, and really more people should start to think of productivity in that 360 approach. So today I may not have been productive in the physical work that I put out for others to experience, but I was productive in my personal work for myself, because I was able to walk myself through a series of emotions and a difficult time inside me, so that I could come out on the other side to make sure that I'm in an emotional space to give good things out into the collective. So just lessons on hard work and what that looks like, and just realizing that you can't pummel through everything with hard work. And then the third lesson I feel like you learned here is, yeah, you learned to sit still and wait. Like, the thing with manifestations is sometimes we manifest stuff and we continue to talk, we go back and we're trying to manifest it again. No, you manifest a thing, and then after you manifest the thing, you release it and wait for the universe to do its magic. You wait for the universe to bring shit in. So whether you're manifesting by praying or whatever, setting goals on a vision board or whatever the case is, I feel like you were taught very, very valuable lessons in waiting for your ships to come in. Rearranging your expectations to learn to wait for whatever is happening collectively. Just wait. Just wait, it's coming. Just learn to wait. You can't attack everything with, oh, I worked hard, and so because I worked hard I'm expected to get this one thing. If 2020 showed us anything, it's literally that Hard work is a structure associated to an old paradigm that is falling rapidly, and that old paradigm is called capitalism. So, moving on to the next placements, it's the Six of Wands and the Ace of Wands, and this is in the place of your biggest achievement for 2020. And this is cool because the card of achievements and being recognized publicly for achievements is what fell in this space. So in 2020, Capricorns, I don't know what you did, what area of life this is pertaining to, but I do see here that you did get a lot of public recognition. Maybe you succeeded in a particular area, or you're just very, very visible, but you were in the public's eye a lot in 2020, and I feel like you got a lot of public recognition for ideas that you create, that you acted on, that you created. The Ace of Wands speaks on acting on any creative inspiration that you have and daring to act on it. And I feel like you did. Whatever creative area or whatever creative idea you acted on, I see here that you did get recognized, so kudos to you for that. Now, your personal theme for 2021 is coming up as the Eight of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Four of Wands. All right, Cappies. So as I was meditating on these three cards, right? This is a section now that we're going to talk about the coming year. 2021 is going to be a year that Spirit is saying that a lot of the personal themes that you will have is, I feel like you're walking away from, or it's almost like it's saying here, be careful who you celebrate with. I feel like a lot of people who you celebrated with, or it's almost this energy of reevaluating who you experience these successes with, or who you celebrate and tell your good news to and share. Yeah, it's a reevaluation, and some of that reevaluation will result in you walking away from a lot of people who you used to think that, oh, I could call this person to tell them this good news if I had this good news. I feel like you'll be walking away from those relationships. You'll kind of be reevaluating a lot of relationships that you felt like you didn't have to question. Yeah. Or maybe you have even intuitively started picking up on those relationships changing already, because we always kind of pick up on those subtle changes before that they happen. But I feel like there will be a reevaluation in some of the people who you choose to celebrate life with, some of the people who you choose to celebrate your good news and good fortune with. Some of you will also be moving away from your home in 2021. Moving from one home to the next home, or moving locations. But mostly I just feel like you'll be reevaluating who feels like home to you and what feels like home to you, and also who gets access to all of the celebrations that you are prone to from your successes in life. And then guidance for 2021 is coming up as a Page of Cups and the Eight of Swords. So there will be no shortage in creative ideas and creative passions. Those creative ideas that you get, trust them, please. And don't have them staying stuck in your mind where you're kind of like, the thing with the Eight of Swords is we get stuck in the Eight of Swords energy when we overanalyze and overthink about something till we cripple ourselves to not even act. And if this is coming up with a Page of Cups, it simply means that with your creative ideas, don't just keep them in your head. Continue to create, continue to manifest. Don't put yourself in any boxes. Don't put yourself in any limiting, confining expectations, because these are really they're self-imposed. Any restrictions that you're going to be putting on yourself or feeling, they're going to be restrictions that you are imposing on yourself, not others imposing on you. So the advice here is to continue to create. Do not put yourself in a box based on what you have done so far. And then your cosmic superpower, your money is looking good in 2021, Capricorn. I can't lie, it's looking stable. yeah, it's looking like you won't be worried about money. It's looking stable, and some of you may even have enough to share with others. So your superpower is that your finances, if you've been worried about that, it's coming together into an area of stability, possibly putting you into a position to even help other people. And to close your reading, to end your reading, we, in the position of how best to harness your superpower, we have the Devil, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Two of Cups. And this is another warning against relationships. How to harness your superpower is make sure you are willing to wield your sword as this Queen of Swords is in relationships. Make sure that nobody is also attached to you in unhealthy ways. You don't have any unhealthy attachments, and that you're being logical over emotional as it pertains to relationships. Yes, you're going to be emotional about your relationships and your emotional investments with others and the partnerships that you have with other people, but you're going to need to come from a more logical place with who you're interacting with. And I get the sense here is because of the position that you're moving into and the things that you're attracting and manifesting in your life. It's just an air of caution to just be logical about who you're celebrating with and who you're investing in partnerships with. Now let's get some advice for you from the Oracle deck. I love how your money is looking above everything else. I love how your money is looking because above everything else, I know that's what Capricorns care about. So, advice for Capricorns for 2021. Advice for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node for 2021. What's the advice for Capricorn? What's the advice for Capricorn? All that glitters. Somebody else got this card. I think it was Leo. I'm not sure. Alright. This card pops up when there's a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing every sparkly new thing, being mercurial. Sometimes an opportunity looks so good that it glitters like gold and you just can't resist it, especially when it appears others are doing so well and have hit the mother lode. During the American gold rush, everyone hurried west to find their fortune and then deserted entire towns after the mining depleted the gold veins in the earth. So too, can you deplete yourself as you chase after the latest shiny thing that has caught your eye. There is a mercurial quality to your present circumstances. Pay no attention to those who chase after fool's gold. Resist the temptation to be jealous of others. What they have achieved may not be the true success you seek, so don't compare yourself to them. You see only the surface right now, only the sparkle. Be assured that you will experience your own shining moment if you stick to what you know. All that glitters may not be gold. The protection message is, this is a signal to walk away from what you're contemplating. There is a thin veneer of glitter and sparkle that masks something rotten underneath. Pursuing it will only bring about a difficult situation you will be sorry you got yourself into. Stay away. Isn't it wonderful how spirit protects you? Better things await. So yeah, I feel like this is very on theme with the people who you'll have around you next year. It's just simply saying all that glitters is not gold. And also, as you rise in success and as others rise in success, just be very mindful of the energies that are rising with you as well, because not everybody has the best intentions for you like you have for them. So if this resonated with you, remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you need anything else from me, chances are it's down below, so just view the description. See you next time. Bye.